Hello, I am Sebastian without Sean. For some reason, I got sick, so Sean stayed home. Apparently he's sick too, but he's really just a copycat. This is FFFIC. We are sick, and anyway, we're going to jump right in because I can always do less shtick on FFFIC when my partner gets sick. So alright, let's start. Speaking of sick, I must be feeling sick and feverish because I'm going to say this. I find more and more lately, I keep saying, best Superman story in the New 52. Grant Morrison has wowed the shit out of me with Action Comics number 13. He brought back Crypto. I loved it. He did a backup story in the back, where backup stories go, called A Boy and His Dog, that melted my heart. Every now and then they do a really good really good Crypto story, in old continuity, in current continuity, in New 52 nudity, and they do it and it just gets to you. This one really does. It was just so good. All they need to do now is hand Crypto over to Superboy and start getting Superboy on a little bit more of a path that makes him actually Superboy. But this was so good, this story. Wow, thank you, Grant Morrison. This gives me a little bit of faith, in so much as we've all seen the teasers for Multiversity, where Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley are introducing a Ted Kord Blue Beetle on N Earth, and I was like, it's Grant Morrison. I could love it, I could hate it. If you're going to do it like this is the stuff you do. This is the All-Star Superman level greatness. Keep it up. Love it. Great issue. Gambit. Read this last week. Left it at work. Totally forgot to review it. Found it in my desk when I was grabbing the stuff for this week. Really good. Again, surprised that I'm loving Gambit. But a lot of it has to do with, what's Asmus's first name? James Asmus. Still don't know who you are. Writing a great story. Clayman, Seth Man, awesome. Can't tell them apart, but they're awesome. Great stuff in there. Detective Comics number 13, John Layman. All right, the fan favorite Chew author is now writing detective, and it's good. It's good, and Penguin messing with Bruce, not just Batman, but with Bruce on a level that, I don't think even the Joker ever hit Batman here. Sure, Joker's about to mess crap up next month, but this is on a personal Yo Mama level that, it was good. And the backup story, really good. And the backup story art was great. I don't know who did the art for the backup, but that was just gorgeous looking, like Brian Bolland and Ethan Van Sciver had a baby, and they named that baby Andy Clark. Don't know who he is. Great job. AVX 6 of 6. A lot of the little 1-page, 2-page backup things were kind of cute. The main story was okay. I don't know. Guardians of the Globe is good. This is really good. Phil Hester can write anything, and it'll be good. Todd Nauck is just awesome, and these characters are just awesome. So awesomeness abounds. And next issue. Swamp Thing, Animal Man, accidentally one year into the future, and it was a rough year for the New 52. Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody is dead, Dave. Yes, you get a no prize if you can name that reference in the little comments here. On either the YouTube watchers can write it right here, or you can head over to investcomics.com and put the comments in there. Either way, I will see it, but I check Invest Comics more often than I check YouTube. Yeah, Swamp Thing and Animal Man, both in the future, both separated. Things have not gone well. We're meeting the champions of the Red. There's one Red Island left, and the Parliament of Trees is no longer on the Earth. They've had to raise themselves above it in order to stay away from the rot, and things are looking nasty. And just the stories, you already know they're awesome. Read them. Boom's Hypernaturals by Abnett and Lanning. Abnett and Lanning, cosmic, future-esque superheroes. You know you love it. The art in the Tom Derenick, so good, so good. Love this story. I love Clone 45. May very well be one of my favorite characters ever created. This book is so good. Read it. Batman, Smallville, what the hell? So good, so good. Crisscross. No, Crisscross did the last one. Jamal Igle on this one. Ooh, Jamal Igle. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. They really do a good job of giving this book a distinct feel, but making it look like the characters from the show, but making it, you know, still feel comic booky and whatever. And the rotating group of artists, because they do this as the digital thing and then it gets printed, have been really doing a great job. And it's Jamal Igle, so, you know, almost wish Supergirl was in it, just so we could see some Jamal Igle Supergirl again, because that was some good stuff. Like this Batman, Jamal Igle does some great Tom Welling expressions. He kind of mastered the facial expression end of that. Good stuff. Love it. If you love the show, you'll love this. If you don't love the show, it's still really good. Read it. Minimum Carnage Alpha was really, really good. I already know that I love basically anything Cullen Bunn writes. I already know that I'm a, what's Yost's first name? It's Chris Yost. I want to say Chris, but I may just be making that up from I don't know where. It's a Marvel book, so things are hidden. There we go. Chris Yost, yeah. And Elaine Medina's artwork, gorgeous. Good stuff. I love Scarlet Spider. I like the Flash Thompson Venom. And this whole, I hate Carnage. I always have. I never cared for that character. But I'm in for this ride because everything else is great. So sure, it's a Carnage book, and I can't stand Carnage and don't understand why he was ever created. But every now and then you get the right people together who can spin gold out of shit. And this is that book. Amazing Spider-Man. You got the return of the Hobgoblin and the other Hobgoblin. Just goblin galore. And it's good stuff. It's a lot better. I did not like the Alpha storyline. This is a lot better. It's good. They're clearly building towards whatever's going to go down in ASM 700. And there's just some great pages in here. Like, oh no, what happened there? It's good stuff. Dial H is great. I don't care how many haters there are. Alright, Dial H for hater. This book is great. Shut the hell up and read this. That is all. Danger Club is awesome. Alright? So good. So good, awesome. Awesome art, awesome story, awesome holy crapness. So good. Read this. It's an image. You'll feel indie and cool. Read it. Batwing. Alright. Judd Winnick, Marcus Toe. I used to hate Winnick. I now love Winnick. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Marcus Toe, I've always loved. You put the two together. They do some really good stories on this. And it's not just, is it like the Black Batman? Sort of, but it's not just, that's not its whole gimmick. It's got its own feel, its own personality, its own cast, universe, and way of doing things. It's not just a variation on a theme. Batwing is really, they fully developed this guy into his own character. I love this book. Read it. Avengers Academy versus the Jean Grey Academy football game is good. Iceman and Hawkeye are awesome. And they will tell you so repeatedly throughout the issue. They are awesome. Quicksilver is an accidental player. And the kids bond. And there's a sort of Wolverine versus Ant-Man versus Giant Man, really, versus not Hellcat, what the hell is she called? Tigra kind of battle going on that is an all-fun grudge match of things, and it's just really well done. Again, I've said it every damn time. Christos Gage writes such great character moments and such a great character-driven story, and Tom Grummett, I've always been a fan of Tom Grummett. I'll read anything that he does. just in time for one of our friends and customers to show up over here. I'm going to read a story about chick. I'm going to review a book about chicks. This is for you, Anson. Shout out on the site. Anson! Girl comic. World's Finest, Hunters and Power Girls. So good. We get some Jerry Ordway. Oh, Jerry Ordway. We get some George Perez. Oh, George Perez. It's so good. It's missing McGuire, but Kevin McGuire is probably still tired from drawing the entire Zero issue. All right? He's Kevin McGuire. He draws all those details and expressions, but it takes him a while. That's why I love the man. All right? So I miss him on this, but, you know, if you're going to tell me, oh, Kevin McGuire can't be there, but Jerry Ordway showed up, then I will forgive you, DC Universe, for this happening, because that's just awesome. Great stuff. Really good story. It's a back and forth between, it's almost like how I spent my summer vacation. It's the two of them getting together after spending some time looking into some more of the mysteries they're trying to solve of why certain powers and certain things are being affected for them on this Earth versus Earth 2 where they come from. Power Girl's powers are a bit different than they were for her on her home Earth. Huntress survived radiation that should have killed her on her home Earth. So she doesn't know if she technically has a power or if that radiation just doesn't really affect people from her. They're looking into this. They have separate little adventures. They get together, discuss it. It's so good. Before Watchmen, Rorschach, #2. Rorschach is one of the ones Sean and I have both been saying some of the books, even the ones that we really, really liked from the Before Watchmen, are kind of, and we think 3 issues would have been good. Rorschach's only up to #2, so it definitely hasn't hit that point, and I don't think it's going to with this particular team. This is one of the books I could read as an ongoing. It's just that good. Earth 2, #5. Wow. I love this book. Earth 2, I'll say this much. While I'm not a big fan of Flash's costume, Jay Garrick Flash's costume at all, I will say Earth 2 is much more of its own Earth in this than, it's not just variation on a theme Earth. This is its own Earth, its own shit going on, its own agendas. Really, really good stuff. And Terry Sloan's a jerk. Green Lantern #13. I like the new Green Lantern. I'm sorry the Justice League is going to kick his ass in a minute, but I like him. All right, this Simon Baz. I like this guy. I feel for him. He's, comic books are filled with characters who have been great, who their defining personality trait is their ability to do the right thing the wrong way every damn time, or make the wrong decision for the right reasons and the right decision for the wrong reasons. And this guy personifies that on a whole new level, and it's just really well done. I feel for this guy. I feel for his family. It's Green Lantern. This book's been great. It's continuing to be great. It's great. Uncanny X-Force #32 is breaking my heart. Wow. They make me care about characters I don't care about. I was concerned for Deadpool's safety. The hell, people? How is that even happening? I'll tell you how it's happening. Rick Remender writes the hell out of this thing. And, you get Phil Noto artwork. It looks too good for me to want anybody to die. And, yeah, I don't know where they're going with Kid Apocalypse, with Genesis, but oh my god. And, oh, Nightcrawler, what's going on there? Alright. Actual AVX, round 12. Wow. Marvel did it. Marvel, sure, there were moments in the middle where I was like, this is kind of dragging. But Marvel wrote a big crossover event that ended and made me feel like something was impacted. And not like, oh, I should take stool softener. But like there was an impact. This will change the world forever. It does. I like the idea of a Magneto running free with the heroes and helping rebuild, but Cyclops in a special contain your eyes mask in a special cell as like an almost Hannibal Lecter with eye beams kind of guy. Because apparently, even after the fact, yeah, the Phoenix made him do a lot of things, but apparently Cyclops is still seeing things through rose-colored glasses. Ruby Quartz. I love me. But yeah, Cyclops and Cap have a conversation in which Cap is like, Scott, you're a dick. Well, he doesn't say that because he's Captain America and he's too classy. But he implies the shit out of it. And yeah, things are going to be different from here on out. And Cap, like, apologizes to the mutant race, which is a hell of a thing. So yeah, this was good. It ended well. Well done, Mr. Endis. Although you didn't really write that. Aaron and Kubert wrote that. Yeah, wow. The story is Jason Aaron, Brian Michael Bendis, Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction, and Jonathan Hickman. How many people does it take to make a Marvel event worthwhile? A lot, but they did it. Well done, well done. Holy shnikes! Alright, the boys number penultimate here, number 71. Almost last issue. And then with the manipulation, and then and Wee Huey and his and then oh my god. Wow. I mean, this book has been great all along, but this wrapping it up, they said they were gonna knock your socks off with this ending story, but holy crap! I don't even know what's left to tell in this last issue, other than a bunch of superheroes going down the toilet. But holy the crap! So wow. Red Sonja 69. That's my review. No, I don't always read Red Sonja. I flip through it and then I decide if I'm going to read it and review it. This story, the Three Brothers. This is part 2. Has been good, but yeah, Eric Troutman and Edgar Salazar on art. Wow, really good story, really gorgeous art. Yeah. Pathfinder number 2 is a lot of fun. I'm liking this. I've been very upset since the John Katz run of Dungeons & Dragons ended over at IDW, and I find a lot of the role-playing game comics are just really forced. You know, you read them and it's like you can hear dice rolling in the background, or it's just too much inside whatever for anyone coming in. That John Katz Dungeons & Dragons was awesome. It was, I think, one of the best fantasy comics ever written. And this, while not as nuanced as that was, is still a hell of a lot of fun. And I'm just really enjoying it. I mean, I haven't played Pathfinder, so I don't know, maybe I'm missing, references I'm supposed to be getting, or missing where that's not how that's supposed to. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm really liking it. Bionic Woman, number 5, has a gorgeous Renaud cover, and the story was not as... I haven't been liking Bionic Woman so much, but this particular issue I liked more. I liked it less so much, or I liked it more so much. I disliked it less so much. How's that? Maybe it's starting to grow on me. Maybe this was just better, but yeah, it was okay. Deja Thoris was good, but a bit odd. I mean, she's walking around in a frozen Arctic wasteland, still in her Deja Thoris, mostly nakedness, and a cloak with a fur-lined hood. So she's just walking on ice in this, and I was thinking, well, maybe Martian, physiology is different, but no. Then you get this line that she wakes up mostly naked in her little fur boots and that cloak. And she's in a bikini with a cloak and boots, and says, "A harsh night. Had I not this fur, I would have frozen to death." And then walks off like this, and I was like, really? But once you got past there, and she meets the Yellow Man and fights an apt, the story picks back up. But I was like, really? I don't know if it's not the best winter wear, is what I'm saying. Lone Ranger number 10, even though it looks like Lone Ranger number 0, but it's hard. It's red on red. Lone Ranger number 10, really, really, really good. Really good. Very, very, very Tonto-centric. And then, Tonto's in trouble for next issue. Will Lone Ranger be able to find someone who can save the day? I hope so, because Lone Ranger needs his Tonto. Voltron was good, though it did get confusing, mostly for me, because there's a scene where Pidge is talking to, I forget who rides the red lion, but Lance. Okay, so Pidge is talking to Lance, and their word bubbles are identified by a red border and a green border. But I'm colorblind, so I have no idea who's saying anything on these pages. Ah! It's, and then, I don't know. If it's a monologue, I can tell they're supposed, it is people talking back and forth, but I have no idea who says what. Because I can't tell the colors in this, oh. So, if you're not colorblind, I'm sure this is riveting. If you are colorblind, this is a weird conversation. But other than that, the rest of what's happening, ooh, there's some interesting things. What's up with? I missed a couple of issues, so I don't know what's this like. Imposter evil Voltron, and then stuff happening. So it's good. And then to end, Titan Books put out another collection of the James Bond newspaper strips. I love these. I read this. I just sat there and read this. It was over a course of 2 days, but really it was just like a couple hours of me reading it, part by part. And it's just that old newspapery look and feel, even though I don't think all of it is necessarily that old. But it is. Oh wow! They go from this stuff from like 1970s through 1980s in here. So I guess it's older than I thought. This stuff, and it's copyright 1972. You know what happened in 1972? Me. That's what happened in 1972. So, but this has got, the Trouble Spot, Isle of Condors, the League of Vampires was a fun one. Die with My Boots On, The Girl Machine, Beware of Butterflies, The Nevsky Nude, The Phoenix Project, and The Black Ruby Caper. So much fun. It's just that old newspaper strip adventure. So much detail. So much detail. There's they drew blades of grass for like a background at a distance. It's just gorgeous stuff. Alright? Titan Books does these in this gorgeous format. I have 2, 3, and 4. I wish I had number 1. I gotta find that. But it's just so good. Alright? If you like Bond, and you do, then read these. They're classics in every sense of the way, and that is it. Read James Bond and Gambit and Action Comics. I don't know what to tell you. Good stuff all around. Hopefully Sean will be back next week, or maybe I'll have used up the last of my voice filming this by myself, and maybe it'll be Sean without me. I don't know. I can't see into the future. All right. Good night, Internet.